welcome to your prenatal class today. My name's Jessie. We are going to be doing a sort of free-flowing class. I don't have a plan for this. I was getting on my mat and I was like, you know what, I think I should just record what I'm doing because I always wish that I do. But yeah, so I'm not planning on doing anything vigorous today. I'm in my joggers and t-shirt. This isn't necessarily like a workout. It's really meant to be just like feel good movement. I've had a lot of pelvic pain recently. I'm entering my third trimester. This is my third pregnancy, so I'm pretty big. And so yeah, this is meant to be just a feel good, move your body, stretch, flow kind of class. So let's go ahead and get started. So let's begin standing. Oh, by the way, I have a pregnancy side effect where I create lots of saliva. So that is what that cup is. I'm not chugging coffee. I'm literally spitting into a cup. It's disgusting. I hope that you don't have that. Anyways, go ahead and take your feet hip distance apart. Lift and spread your toes and then ground down. Take a nice big roll of your shoulders up and back. And then you're welcome to place your hands on your belly or at your sides. Take a nice big breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. And just take a couple more breaths like that if it feels good, or breathe naturally if that feels right in this moment. As we get bigger in our pregnancy, we tend to kind of stick our hips out in front of us. So just notice that those hips are over the ankles, shoulders over hips. That might require a little bit more core activation. That's okay. Just taking this moment to acknowledge your body, acknowledge your baby. Just a quick hello internally. And slowly release your hands down by your sides. Blink your eyes open, keeping your gaze nice and soft. And with an inhale, just stretch those arms all the way up overhead. Getting nice and long, reaching through your thumbs as you lengthen your tailbone slightly down without thrusting those hips forward. And then exhale, arms come back down to your sides. Chuck your chin towards your chest. Really pull those shoulder blades down. Good. Inhale again, reach tall. Deep belly breath, breathing into your side ribs. Exhale, arms come back down. One more time. Breath in, reach tall. This time, grab your right wrist with your left hand. We're going to take a step back, and you can cross that right leg behind your left leg if that makes you feel okay. If that doesn't, you can come back into kind of like a short warrior one stance. Either way, whether you're doing the crossover or that short warrior one, take a side bend towards your left. But as you roll that right outer hip forward, breathing into your right ribs here. Really go for length. Give that right wrist a little bit of a pull with your left hand. Deep breath in. And then as you exhale, come back through center. Just step back to the top of your mat. Hands to heart. Inhale, reach up. Grab your left wrist with your right hand. Take that backwards crossover with the left foot, or just step back into that short warrior one. Side bending towards the right. Keep both sides of your waist nice and long. Good. Taking a nice big breath into the left side of your rib cage. Stay for the exhale. Inhale, come back up through center, step to the top, hands to heart. Inhale, reach up one more time. This time exhale, forward fold, maybe widen your feet a little bit more. than usual. Depending on how big you are, you may or may not want blocks under your hands. And I'm just going to keep a nice flat back for a moment. Because of the bump, it doesn't really feel great to take a deep fold. But just start to bend your knees one at a time. Kind of alternately pressing your sitting bones back to create some length in the sides of your waist. Good. And we're going to start adding in a little bit of a twist with the upper body as you continue to bend your knees one at a time. So put a bend in your right knee. We'll keep our right hand grounded underneath the right shoulder. Sweep your left arm up. And pulling both shoulder blades back and towards the center of your spine. Press your left hip bone back, deep breath in. And exhale, circle your left arm down, bend your left knee, straighten your right. Send your right arm up. Again, hugging the shoulder blades towards one another. Reach the crown of your head forward. Take a big breath in. And exhale, slowly release. We're going to alternate with the breath now. So inhale, bend the right knee, straighten the left. Left arm goes up. Exhale, come back through to center. Inhale, right arm up, right leg straightens. Exhale, back to center. One more time. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, center. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, center. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Shift a little weight forward in those feet. Lift up through the sitting bones. Hug baby in towards you. And then exhale, fold. Good. Halfway lift again. Breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and plant the hands. Step back into your downward facing dog. You can keep your hands on the blocks or not. Mine are a little slippery, so I'm going to take mine off. Okay, and then again, just find a little movement, a little free flow in your down dog. Shake out your head, shake out your neck. Right away, we're kind of finding that external rotation in the shoulders. Pressing through the hands as you melt down into each heel. Lift your heels up high. Shift both heels over towards the right so the feet ground. And then press your hips up and back, allowing the hips to come over towards the right side of your mat, rooting down through that left hand. Breathe into your left waist. And bring your heels back through center and then over to the left, pressing into the right hand. Get long as you reach up through that right hip. And then slowly come back through to center. Awesome. Shift forward into your plank for a moment. Lower your knees and then come into tabletop. Okay. Fix my shirt. So from here, let's go ahead and send our right leg straight out to the right. So toes line up with the left knee. And then we'll take a couple cat-cows like this. So inhale, send your hips back, lift your heart up, softening the space between the shoulder blades, and then exhale, round your spine. Good. Again, inhale, hip bones send back. Try not to collapse down into the belly here. Exhale, round the spine. Good. One more time. Inhaling, heart lifts. So we don't want a ton of movement in our lower back here, you guys, just because we already have a lot of weight kind of pulling down in that area. Around the back. Okay. And then making your way back to neutral. Pause here for a moment. Send your hips back towards your left heel, keeping that right foot glued to the floor, or pick the pinky toe edge of your foot up. Either way, activate that right foot. And you're just going to kind of slide your hips back and forth, making space in the right inner thigh. This is great for your hips. This is great to do during labor. Your left toes can be tucked or untucked, by the way, totally up to you. Okay. Make your way back to center again. From here, inhale to lengthen your spine, hug baby in, and then exhale, left arm goes up into a bit of a twist. Breathe in, pressing into that right hand. Exhale completely. Good. Release your left hand to the ground and inhale your right arm up towards the sky into an open twist. Good. Big breath in. And exhale, right hand comes down. Okay, bring both knees back in. And right away, take your left leg out. Left toes will line up with your right knee. Move into a couple cat-cows. So inhaling, heart lifts, hips back. Exhale to round your spine. Hugging baby in. Inhale as you arch up. Good, just slightly. Good, really focus on the movement in your upper back, right? Exhale to round your spine. Inhale, soften the scapulas towards one another. Lift your chest forward and up. Exhale, round. One more breath in. Breath out. Good. Come back to neutral. Start to just slide those hips forwards and backwards. Breathing into that left inner thigh. Keeping the left foot glued to the ground, or committing to lifting the edge of the foot and really activating through the ankle. If you have any sensitivity in your knees, obviously grab your blanket, stick it under your knees. It's really normal to have sensitivity in your joints, more so than normal when you're pregnant. So embrace those props. Let's come back up to center. Lengthen the spine, inhale. Draw baby in as you exhale and twist to the right. Right arm goes up. Activating through the back of the right shoulder. Press into your left hand. Deep inhale. Stay for the exhale. Release right hand down. Inhale your left arm up, opening up through the chest. Lengthen through your neck. And release left hand down. Good. Bring both knees back in. So we're going to take a nice chest opener, which again, while you're pregnant and postpartum, especially carrying baby in the front of your body so much, this one's amazing. You're going to take your right hand to the edge of your mat, and then you can take your left hand to a block or to the floor. You're going to just slide it out towards the upper left diagonal. And I want you to really externally rotate your shoulder and press your left hand down so hard that that left arm stays pretty straight. Bend through the right elbow and start to melt your chest down towards the ground. So you're going to get a really nice opening in that left armpit area in your chest muscles. You're welcome to rest your forehead on the ground. Keep pressing into your left hand. And slowly slide back in. And we'll take it right over to the other side. So right arm is going to slide out towards the diagonal. Bending into that left elbow. And make your way back up to center. Awesome. Come into your down dog. In your down dog, go ahead and sweep your right leg all the way up. You can roll out your right ankle, open and close your hip. Do what feels good here. Keep the length in your left waist, so keep pressing your left hip back, left heel down. And with your breath out, step your right foot outside your right hand, lower your back knee to the ground, and we'll just make our way up into Anjaneyasana. So stretch those arms up if that feels okay with you. You can always bend the elbows wide or take your hands to your hips. Hug your inner thighs towards each other. So right heel is pulling backwards, left outer hip is moving forward, and then soften into the front of your left hip. Take a nice big inhale. Big breath out. One more inhale. And then as you exhale, straighten through the right leg, take both hands down inside your right foot. And grab those blocks if you would like them. I'm going to roll out my right ankle. And then point and flex the toes a couple times. And then flex your right foot. Press your heel into the mat and pull your right hip back as you stick your tailbone kind of back. So you really activate and stretch through the back of your right leg. If you want to, you can add in a little external rotation into your right leg. So you're going to point your right toes slightly out. Just breathing into the hamstring here. Take one more breath in. And then bend into your right knee. You're going to keep the block inside your right foot. Pivot on your back knee, and you're going to take your back shin parallel to the back of your mat. Your right arm is going to kind of press into that right inner thigh, and then sweep your left arm up towards the ceiling. Okay, so breathing into that left side body here. Maybe sweep that left arm overhead. Keep drawing both shoulder blades down. If you are someone whose arm goes numb really easily when you're pregnant, you can always take that hand to the hip, right? Keep working the shoulder blades towards each other, lengthen the tailbone, take one more breath. Okay, and then slowly release. Both hands will come down. We're going to pivot that back shin back to where it was, so point the toes towards the back of your mat. Coming into a quick lizard lunge. So right ankle's directly underneath the right knee. I have a condition called symphysis pubis dysfunction, so my pelvis is like, it feels like it's pulling apart all the time, and my sacrum in the back and in the front does not feel good. So therefore, I'm going to keep my hips pretty high. I'm still going to lower my forearms down so I get that nice stretch in the back of the right hip and right leg, but I'm not like spreading my legs so far apart. You're welcome to go a little bit deeper here by bending deeper into the right knee. Just make sure that right knee stays over the ankle. So if you go deeper, you need to move your right foot forward more. And also keep activating. So keep pulling that right hip back, left hip forward, so you're still engaging, right? We have a lot of relaxin in our bodies right now, which makes our tendons have the ability to actually stretch. So we need to reinforce that with muscle. So even when you're in these like nice gooey stretches, you need to be engaging a little bit too. And we just don't stay here as long as we normally would as well. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Nice. All right. Make your way back to your hands if you're not already there. Tuck your left toes and go ahead and step that right leg back into your down dog. Stretch your left leg up. Go ahead and roll out your ankle. Keep sending your right hip back. And breathing into the back of that right leg as you send your heel towards the ground. Step your left foot outside your left hand. Lower your back knee down. Rise up, Anjaneyasana. Hope my mic isn't being too loud for you guys right now. This is not the best shirt to be wearing, so I apologize if there's some sound in the microphone. So again, same pelvis thing for me, right? I'm staying pretty high up. So if you have any kind of condition where you're feeling all that kind of discomfort in your pelvic area or sacrum, you just want to stay higher. Otherwise, you're welcome to go deeper into that front knee. Just keep remembering to pull those inner thighs together. Soften those shoulders down. And then exhale, straighten through the front leg. We take our hands to the ground or to blocks, giving yourself as much space as you need with that left leg. So you can take, that left leg can be directly in front of you, in front of the left hip rather, if that feels okay. For me, it never has. And everyone's so different in their pregnancy, so I'm taking my legs super wide. Either way, everybody push their heel down, flex your toes, and pull that sort of tailbone. I want you to pull it towards the back of your mat and then slightly tilt it up. Just the slightest bit, so you should really feel that nice stretch in the back of your left leg. And with our exhales, we're just gently wrapping baby in, kind of engaging those transverse abdominals. Option here to externally rotate through the whole left hip, so the toes are going to end up pointing slightly out, but the rotation is coming from that left thigh in the hip joint. Bend into your left knee. Take your left hand inside your foot. Pivot on your right knee so that that shin is parallel to the back of your mat. Your right foot is towards the left side of your mat as you take your left arm up. Then press your left arm into that left inner thigh. Lengthen your tailbone towards your right heel. Stretch up, up, up into that right arm. Maybe taking your right arm overhead if that feels okay in your shoulder. Take one more nice big breath here. Big breath out. Good. We'll slowly release the hands back down. Shift on your back knee again so that you point your right toes towards the back of your mat. We'll come down into our lizard again. So left knee over left ankle. Maybe take your forearms down, maybe not. Our practice can look very different when pregnant. And it really can, right? It's not that it has to. I know a lot of people who their yoga practice actually looks pretty similar when they're pregnant and when they're not. I'm not one of those people. You know, I'm handstanding, I'm doing pretty crazy things when I'm not pregnant. When I am, I really have to change my routine quite a bit. And I always get, my practice normally returns to what it was, although it feels different afterwards, but it is really a time to just focus on what your body needs in this moment. And we have to fully accept that and embrace it and just work with what we have today. And in the long run, it's going to really help you postpartum too, to kind of get strong again and just feel good in your body again after giving birth. And I will say that I try to maintain as much strength as possible while I'm pregnant as well. It just looks very different. Okay, let's go ahead and come back to the hands. Step back into that downward dog one last time. Separate those feet nice and wide if they're not already there, and then walk your hands back to the back of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. And bend your knees. Take your hands up to your thighs, and we're going to kind of sit in this like skier's chair situation. So actually, it's not a skier's chair. That's totally not right. Anyways, hands are on the thighs, just above the knees. I want you to allow the shoulders to come up by the ears, just so you can really feel that kind of locking out in the arms. A little tiny micro bend in the elbows, but your arms are really pretty straight here, and they're supporting your entire spine. So nothing's really doing a whole lot of work, except for the fact that you are keeping your arms straight. And you should feel your lower back really kind of lengthen and release here. If you want, you can press out of those shoulders now. So shoulders away from ears, but try to keep that same just sort of weight in the body, right? Allowing the thighs to take on the weight of the arms. And pressing those sitting bones back. Breathing into your low back here. Good. And then gently come all the way up to standing. Ooh, very good. One last thing, let's go ahead and interlace the hands behind the back. Press your knuckles into your sacrum. Squeeze the elbows tight towards each other. Really open up through the front of the chest. Then pull baby in slightly, maybe straighten through the arms. If this is really hard for you, you can take a block between your hands, lift your chest, bend your knees, bow forward. Widen my feet even more. So keep pulling your hands away from your body here. Find that opening through the front of the shoulders and the chest. Deep breath into your backside. Let it go. Release your hands. Halfway lift. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we rise to stand, reaching tall. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Feet can come underneath you. Take your hands back to your belly. Allow your eyes to come to a close. And just thank yourself for this brief, gentle, but meaningful movement, this time you spend with yourself, with baby inside you. Filling yourself with all kinds of gratitude for just the fact that you made it to your mat today and you gave yourself this time. My name's Jessie, and I hope to see you soon. Namaste.